If you've been curious about AI, but you're not sure where to start, this video is for you. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to do two things. First, we're going to get you set up. Then, we're going to use AI to get helpful answers you can actually use today. Many people aren't sure why they need AI, but that's because they're used to the way technology works now. I'm here to present to you an easier, more gentle way to get what you want out of technology without all the pain that you're used to. So let's go figure this out together. It's important to note you don't have to be good with computers to use this. You just have to be willing to give this a try and experiment a little bit. I think you'll find this is a much easier way to use technology and get the answers that you want. Now you can do this on a computer, a tablet, or your phone, and once you get comfortable, you'll probably do it on all three. It's probably best to start with a tablet or a computer because you can make the text as big as you like, and they're easier to type and get text into. However, I use my phone and my computer regularly, and it's really nice to have AI in my pocket wherever I go. Did you know you can use your voice to interact with AI as well? This makes it a lot easier when you're using your phone. Oh, and your activity will sync between all the different places you use your AI tool as long as you use the same login account. This means you'll be able to start a chat on your computer, resume it on your phone, and go back to your computer later if you like to. Now let's go get the AI tool. If you're on your phone, you're going to want to download this from the official App Store. If you're on a computer, you're going to want to use the official website. Now, one simple safety rule is avoid clicking authentic looking ads for downloading. A lot of times companies will put these ads up there to redirect you from the official application, and you don't want to do that. To be super sure, go ahead and go to the official website of the AI tool like ChatGPT.com and find the download link on their page. If you look at my screen now, you can see I'm doing just that. At chatgpt.com, I press the download menu item, and it's going to have helpful places I can go get this information. See? So I can scan or click to get it on Google Play or download it at the Apple App Store. This ensures you have the right thing. You'll eventually need to create an account. There's a couple of ways you can do this. Of course, you can use a username and a password, but I find it's easier to use a single sign-on option like my Google account, my Apple account, or something like that. This way, you can use the account you already have and keep safe without having to worry about maintaining a password. But the choice is yours. So I'm going to log in with my Google account here so you can see what happens. So now I'm going to be prompted to sign in. Also, if they offer a two-step verification option, that can be a good safety option to turn on. In doing so, it'll prompt you to get a message on your phone to validate that you are who you say you are. And if you're privacy conscious or security conscious, this is a good choice. So let's take a quick screen tour. We're going to do this as a brief overview. The first thing you'll notice is right in the middle, there's a box that says Ask Anything. This is where we can type our question or our command, and the chat will go ahead and deal with it. This button over here currently says use voice mode, but if I type something in like get me a chicken soup recipe, see how it's turned into this arrow. The arrow will submit my text. There's a couple other things you can do here. The plus button lets you add photos and files or connect to a Google Drive if you have one. You can create an image, you can do deep research, you can get help with shopping, agent mode, and more. We're going to keep this video simple and only worry about typing in text. The next area is what kind of model you want to use. For now, the standard is fine. Depending on your account level, you may have more or less options here, and that's okay. Once again, we're going to leave this as the default for now. The next thing you'll see is dictate mode. Dictate mode lets you press this button and then speak, and then it translates your voice into text. And then lastly, if you haven't entered text at all, you have the option to use voice mode. And this is where you use your voice to talk to ChatGPT, and then it talks back using sound, meaning you don't have to do any reading. This can be a great choice if either reading is difficult for you right now, like you're driving or in a dark area, or you just don't feel like typing and reading. You also have the option to change the voice mode if you like. So we're going to go ahead and talk about what you might ask. You can type anything you want and hit submit, and what's beautiful about AI tools is they're going to do their very best to understand what you mean. Whereas if you use Google, it cares about exactly what you typed. To the extent that if you type something incorrectly, it passively aggressively says, "Did you mean?" and then types it the correct way. That's because what Google is looking for is specific words, whereas what ChatGPT and other AI tools are looking for is your intent. And this is probably one of the first things to celebrate. Finally, technology tries to understand us instead of making us understand it. Now, there's an art to getting what you want correctly using AI, and I prefer something called the WWH framework. This is where you type in who you want the chat to pretend to be, and it can be any expert in the entire world, what you want it to do, and then which format you want it to come back in, or how you want it to give you the information. We have a video showing you these steps in more detail called How to Get AI to Do What You Want. The link is in the description below. So we've said a whole bunch of stuff here, but what does this have to do with chicken soup? Well, let's find out. Let's tell it, give me a recipe for chicken soup. Now, if you've used Google a lot, you know what's going to happen, right? It's going to give you lots of pages that all say they have chicken soup recipes, and then it's your job to figure out which one to click. Once you click it, you're going to try to find this recipe, but it's going to be buried in a lot of text about how someone's great-grandmother lived in the old country and used to do her shopping at a bazaar. And eventually, if you keep scrolling, you'll find your chicken soup recipe. Now let's see what happens when we ask our AI tool to do it. Give me a recipe for chicken soup. Now, if you notice, there's no preamble here. We haven't gotten a long, windy story we don't care about. And we get straight to business. Here's how you make chicken soup. Now notice it's offering some options here. Do I want to add in noodles or rice? Hey, maybe I do. It's giving me storage tips and things I can do with it. Now, if you look at this bottom sentence, and I'll zoom in here so that you can see it. It says, if you tell me whether you want it creamy, extra hearty, or low sodium, I'll tailor it. Now, Google would never do that for you, but your AI buddy wants you to have the best result possible. Now, it's cold where I'm at right now, so we're going to say make it extra hearty. Now, if you notice, I'm continuing this conversation with the AI tool, and it will remember everything we've said before in this chat along with my instructions. So if I press the button, it's now going to know we care a lot about chicken soup right now, and we want it to tweak its recipe for us. And look what it's come up with. No more searching and researching and clicking pages and reading about the old country. Rather, I get a heartier chicken soup because that's what I asked for. Finally, the robots are listening to us. Now at the bottom, you'll see it offers another place to go. If you tell me what you have on hand, I'll adapt it to exactly that. I don't know about you, but I've spent plenty of time just staring in the pantry trying to figure out what I could make. So finally, something is trying to adapt our pantry to us. That's a win. Now, you can continue the conversation this way. You can also say, make it Southwestern. Now, it didn't offer me this, but this is what I want, so I'm going to tell it. And now look what it's come up with. Remember, we talked about chicken soup. We said make it extra hearty. Then I said make it Southwestern, and it's adapted this recipe. There's chili powder, cumin, jalapenos in there. So I think you can see there's some differences in this technology versus how we would usually get a chicken soup recipe. This is clearer, it's more direct, you can control it, tweak it, and filter it, and it tries its very best to understand what you meant, not just what you said. A quick note on the how in the WWH framework, how we want this. So if I say, make this a printable PDF and downloadable. This is something you get a lot on recipe sites, a way to kind of save the recipe. So now it's going to take this recipe, put it into something that I can click on and download, and I'll be able to open it up whenever I like or save it wherever I like, and then have my recipe. And now you can see we have our printable PDF chicken soup recipe. At the bottom it says here, for a thicker stew-like soup, use 8 cups of broth. For a lighter soup, use 10 cups. That's an interesting little tip and a nice one to have. But let's imagine for a minute that this did not go as perfectly as we wanted. Now, once again, if you use a Google recipe, you're kind of on your own, but we can talk back to this AI and ask it questions. I'm going to say the soup is watery. How to fix. Now, one should ask, are we really going to take culinary advice from an AI robot? Yeah, why not? What else are we going to do? A watery soup is easy to fix. Well, that's what you say. Here are the best options from fastest to most authentic, plus how to avoid it next time. Not too bad there. Number 1, simmer it uncovered. Okay, that could be good. 2, add a thickener. Cornstarch slurry, flour slurry, tortilla thickener. That's interesting. You can crush tortilla chips. Didn't know that. That's authentic, isn't it? Nothing like some crushed tortilla chips. Hearty fixes. You can mash out some of the solids like the beans or sweet potatoes. You could blend a chunk of this, add more body. And then here's a prevention thing. Now, isn't that interesting? We were able to have a conversation with a computer, refining what we wanted over time. First, we started with chicken soup. Then we wanted it hearty. Then we freelanced a little bit, didn't we? And asked it to be a Southwestern style. Then we wanted help troubleshooting the fix here and said, hey, what do we do about watery soup? It came up with things that are of interest to us and we can put into practice. It doesn't have to be about chicken soup. You could ask it, why does my faucet leak? You could ask it, my car makes a funny noise when I turn it off. And it'll try helping you. It's been trained on lots of data. It's read the entire internet just about. Almost every book that's ever been printed. So it's pretty useful in terms of troubleshooting beyond what we want to do with soup. Now, once you're done with your chat, you can just stop talking. Some people like to thank the AI. It's not necessary. AI is here to serve you. It doesn't need you to say thank you. If you ever want to revisit a previous chat, you can open the sidebar, which is this button here in the top left, and then your chats are going to be saved here. You have gone through your first chat, you've seen how this is different than using a search engine to accomplish a goal. Maybe there's something bugging you around the house. Let's say that you have a need to keep your condo clean, but your knees hurt, and you want a daily plan of things to do that aren't gonna be too much. You could come up with this on your own, but why not get advice from ChatGPT? So I'm going to say simply, make a knee-friendly 7-day plan to clean my 2-bedroom condo. There's a lot of ways I could ask this. Remember, the AI tools try to infer what you want and how you want it. So let's see what it's come up with. Here's a knee-friendly 7-day cleaning plan for a typical 2-bedroom condo. It's built around short sessions, no kneeling, and lots of sit, slide, reach techniques. Well, that's already sounding pretty good. Knee-friendly setup to use all week. Work in 20 to 30 minute blocks, then rest. Well, I can certainly rest well. Use a rolling stool or sturdy chair so you can sit while you wipe, sort, and fold. Use long-handled tools. That's interesting. Keep a cleaning caddy around so you're not bending repeatedly. That's interesting. And so on and so on. It goes on to show us a supply list. And here's my 7-day plan. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Now, we talked about the WWH framework, and the H stands for how. So why don't we get it to tweak this and make it into a checklist? Turn this into a checklist. And now it's going to take what it knows about checklists and make one nicely for us. And this is something, once again, we could print off or save however we like so that we can use it to keep our condo clean. And now if we want to save this off, this button here will copy all of the text. So remember that. It's not just get information. You can get it to make things and tweak things to your liking. If you learned something today, leave a comment below and tell us what it was. And share this video with someone else who would like it. And if you haven't yet joined our free Facebook group, How Seniors Learn AI, go ahead and join. The link is in the description below. The group is for all of us, regardless of ability or skill level, and it's where we share all of our free information, like tips and tricks, tools, how-tos, and interviews. We can all learn together. Thanks for watching. See you soon.